Our stock market soared more than 6% this morning after President Trump decided to pause tariffs on most nations for 90 days. Let's go live to our business reporter, Ed Boyd. Ed, the market's having its best day since early 2020.
Best day at the moment, Kieran, since March 2020, so in more than 5 years. Here's the ASX 200. It was up 6% at the open. It's come back a little bit, but it's still up very strongly, almost up 400 points, up 5%. Worth, I think, about $150 billion has been added to the stock market in the last hour of trading. If we go to the next page, we can have a look at some of the biggest companies on our stock market, all soaring. BHP there on the top of the screen obviously relies on China as its biggest customer for iron ore. Rio Tinto there, the second last row, up almost 7%. You've got two of the big four banks, Commonwealth Bank and ANZ, both big components of the ASX 200, up strongly as well. And CSL, the blood plasma vaccine manufacturer, they were sold off heavily yesterday. They are now roaring back, up almost 5% in early trade. And if we go to the next page, we have some of the best performers overall. Zip, the buy now, pay later business, it's up almost 18%. They obviously rely on a lot of American consumer customers. Medicus is a big Australian cloud-based radiology software company. Their shares were $300 a few weeks ago. They dropped to about $170. Now they're back above $200. So that's been particularly volatile. Hub24 is an online wealth manager, up strongly. Goodman Group, they build commercial property, warehouses and data centres, particularly in the United States. That's a big portion of their business. So they are up a lot as well. And then you've got Mineral Resources at the bottom of the screen, their diversified mining company. We should have some more charts here. Here's the Aussie dollar. Now remember, just a couple of days ago, it was buying 59 US cents. So it is down slightly, but it's still above 61 US cents again. So the dollar has soared in the past sort of 12 hours or so, but in the past few minutes, it's down slightly. You've got the Aussie against the euro there, 55 euro. And then Japan yen, the dollar was at parity with the yen just a few weeks ago. We're now buying about 90 Japanese yen. If we go to the next page, we may have some charts here showing some of the foreign markets across Asia Pacific. Now, in the middle of the screen, Shanghai hasn't started trading yet. That's why it says 0%. But you've got the Nikkei there at the top of the screen. Japan obviously relies on America as one of its biggest customers for computers and automotive products. They're up 9% in the first half hour or so of trading in Japan. Hang Seng Hong Kong, it wasn't as volatile yesterday, but it's up about 1% in early trade this morning. You've got the Kospi 200 index there, second last row, which is South Korea's market. They are up 5%. That's been jumping around a lot. And then you also have Taiwan, and I don't think Taiwan has begun trading yet like Shanghai, so we'll see what happens with Taiwan, but it was sold off about 6%, as you can see there, yesterday. So it's been a particularly strong morning, Kieran, for the ASX 200. Obviously a big relief rally for investors, but it's been incredibly volatile this week. We've seen some massive rises and falls in each successive day. And whenever President Trump's made this big announcement around reversing tariffs, it's clearly caused markets around the world to just take off.
And Ed, yeah, indeed. This comes, what you're reporting, after the US markets posted their best performance in more than, 2 decades?
More than 2 decades. It was a phenomenal rally on Wall Street last night. A big day for stocks is when they rise about 2%. That's a phenomenal day. But if you look at this, you've got the Dow Jones up almost 8% in one trading session. S&P 500, the top 500 companies across America, up almost 10%. And then the NASDAQ on the far right, all those big technology stocks in the US that were heavily sold off over the past couple of weeks and days, roaring back. So investors are buying into shares. They see this as a huge relief rally. Clearly, there are a lot of things that were starting to look cheap. They're buying back into shares, and it looks like there's a bit of confidence starting to return. But I guess the big X factor is what will happen 90 days from now when this pause supposedly ends. We'll have to find out, but clearly investors are going to be nervously anticipating what happens over there in 90 days. And then you've obviously got the China economy, the China situation, where China and America are still not backing down from this tit-for-tat trade war. So we're going to need to monitor the Chinese economic numbers. I think they'll be coming out a bit later this morning to see how they're faring as well.
Indeed. Thanks, Ed. We'll stay in touch.